Männer. Es war ein langer Krieg. Es war ein harter Krieg. Ihr habt tapfer und stolz für euer Vaterland gekämpft. Seid eine besondere Truppe, die ineinander...
Hey guys, this is Hydrahead here. So I've been trying, like hell, to do a review on Sea of Thieves number 4, but every time I'm about 2 minutes in, something happens, completely distracts me, and then it's an hour until I'm back to the video. So I'm just going to try and bust out a real quick review of Venom number 2. It's actually number 167, but in the Donny Cates run, it's number 2. And I like that Marvel got rid of their retarded trade dress, and they're doing a nice, easy to understand legacy, 167. The current arc, it's number 2. That's easy to understand. I like that. Stick with that, Marvel. That's probably the best decision you've made in over a decade. Aside from giving Donnie Venom. So, I like Venom. I like Carnage, as you've probably guessed by the fact that I bought a omnibus of Carnage. But guys, there's everything is Venomized. You can't pick up a Marvel book without Venom having something to do with something, whether it's Venomized, it's a symbiote, it's a toxin. It's just old and played out. Plus we got the movie coming out. The movie's gonna get a bunch of normies on the fucking Venom team, and then they're just gonna really start swamping us with that. And it's bad enough that you got everybody as Wolverine, everybody as Captain America, everybody as freaking everybody, essentially. We don't need 10 billion symbiotes, which is why this is basically the only Venom that I'm currently reading. Bun and Bagley have one coming out in a couple of months that is basically a reimagining of... Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, it's not. It's about the original host, which they kind of reference in this issue, in this series. They don't really mention who he is, but they mention that the symbiotes have been around for a long time. And Bagley does great art. I really like Bagley, but I'm just burned out on Venom, so I'm probably going to finish this and then not touch anything that has to do with Venom for about a year. But this is fantastic. Issue number 2 is just as good as issue number 1. Stegman is a fantastic freaking artist. I mean, it's just unreal. So in the last book, Eddie got his shit rocked by these super Venoms, and he basically died. But our main symbiote, Eddie's boy, he's bringing them back together while we're getting like a slow kind of history about the symbiotes in general. And we get some flashbacks to this non-threatening black man who's been helping Eddie. He's one of the OG symbiote soldiers. He apparently knows more than Eddie could ever dream of and managed to talk him into helping him out. He shows back up in their building. Eddie thinks he was betrayed because when he went to rescue the guys for this dude, he basically got immediately attacked and they were all turned. So he just comes in pissed off and starts beating the hell out of this guy. They eventually talk it out and realize that it was all just a setup. And that's when the guy finally sees what these scary Venoms are like. And he ends up basically not dying, essentially, because the evil symbiote was going to wreck his shop. And as he's trying to figure out what was going on, Eddie tells him to turn on the TV, because Eddie, of course, knows that the TV is already covering this, because Eddie didn't just crawl out of an underground hole with a 3-inch hole, or with a 3-foot hole in his chest, and then immediately charged down here to beat up non-threatening black man. No, Eddie stopped and checked the TV stations to see if they were all covering this. Anyway, that's when they see the symbiote god. And then we get some nice flashbacks to where this guy first ever heard that language and first ever saw that ancient symbiote. And it goes back to something we kind of already know about, how he was a veteran, how he got basically absolutely destroyed, him and his whole team, but they managed to rebuild him and save him and turn him into a super soldier using the symbiote. What he didn't mention before and tells us now is that when that happened, he basically started seeing all the symbiotes' past lives, memories, everything. and saw that it was taken out of a greater whole, basically. And that's when he witnessed the essentially a symbiote god, this nasty bat-like venom creature here. Yeah. And the central theme is that God is coming. Obviously, God is this evil dragon symbiote, and the prophecies have been foretelling that it was coming, but there was nobody that really knew about these prophecies, so nobody has any sort of warning about it except for these old-time fucking symbiote commandos. Also, most of Marvel I've reviewed lately hasn't had a digital code, but guess what, guys? Y'all getting a digital offer. So if one of you actually managed to make it this far into the video and you haven't already bought this, then check out marvel.com/redeem, enter this number, have yourself a free number 2 on me. It's well worth it, and maybe it will give you a reason to buy number 1 and the rest of the series. And I'm not going to go into the very final couple pages, but essentially I believe that in book number 3, Eddie's going to be teaming up with a Spider-Man, but I don't think it's going to be Peter Parker. I think it might be Miles Morales, which would be interesting. I usually avoid books with Miles Morales, but he's a lot better character than, say, Riri or various other freaking now I can't even think of the word. That doesn't matter. But anyway, he's good. So I definitely recommend this. Check it out. And that's all I'm going to say. Hell Hydra, baby. You have a good one.